is all about the most common and costly digital marketing mistakes businesses make and how to avoid them. So again, just some quick housekeeping. I always like to go through this prior to starting our webinar. We are on a webinar, which means we're bound by the technology. And if anything happens as a result of losing the webinar, if the webinar freezes or crashes, I will make sure that everyone who signed up today will receive an email explaining when we'll run a replay of the webinar or when we'll reschedule the webinar. I do not foresee that as a problem, but just wanted to make sure that you were aware that we could at times have some technical difficulties, and we will contact you regarding the same thing. So without any further ado, let's get into today's presentation. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Bill Parliament. I'm the VP of Digital Marketing here at Stream Companies. We are a full-service integrated advertising agency. What that means is I basically, as the VP of Digital Marketing, I basically manage the entire team of search engine optimization consultants, paid search consultants, social media consultants, inbound marketers. Over the years, I've worked with hundreds of different clients, solopreneurs, small businesses, and large organizations, helping them to optimize their online content for maximum search engine exposure. A little bit about Stream Companies. Again, we are a full-service integrated advertising agency, which means we're a one-stop shop for all your advertising needs. We are about 75. This slide's a little bit old. We're about 75 employees strong, growing every day. We are located in the Philadelphia area. Our home office is in Malvern, PA, and we have an office in Old City, Philadelphia, and an office in North Jersey. So let's start out first off with the mistakes that I see business owners make when it comes to search engine optimization. And the other day I had a meeting with one of our clients, and we were talking about the results that they were obtaining from their digital marketing campaigns. And the business owner, I thought, was really smart in that he said to me, "Hey, Bill, this all sounds great, but I honestly do not have a clue about digital marketing, what digital marketing is all about. And when we go through these results, they all look great, but I just I don't understand it. I don't know what's right and what's wrong." And I thought that was a very smart question. So long story short, we're going to be doing a kind of like a presentation for his whole organization explaining the ins and outs of digital marketing. And I think that's one of the things that I love most about my job and what I do is helping to educate business owners on what to do from a digital marketing standpoint in order to attain a great ROI and to get results and to help you make money, but to also help educate people on the ins and outs, what you have to do from a digital marketing standpoint, and at some points, more importantly, how to avoid the common mistakes that many business owners make because they just don't know. It's not necessarily their business. So let's start talking about first SEO mistakes I see a lot of business owners make. So first of all, what is SEO? So SEO is basically search engine optimization. It's the process of improving the visibility of your website or a web page in the search engines via the natural or unpaid means. In general, it makes sense to think about it this way, that the higher your site is ranking in the organic search results, the more clicks you're going to get to your website, the more traffic, the more sales you're going to make. So SEO, or search engine optimization, or SEO for short, is basically just the way that you optimize your website so it shows up higher in the natural or organic search results. So the first mistake I want to talk about is poor keyword selection. So a keyword can be a word or phrase. It's the words and phrases that your buyers type into a search bar in order to find the products and services that you sell. And really, keyword research is the foundation of any SEO plan, because if your keywords are not right, if you choose the wrong keywords, your entire campaign is going to be off. So selecting the right keywords is very important, and I've seen several different mistakes that businesses make when it comes to keyword selection. So what you want to do first off, just some overview tips for keyword selection. You want to start off with a small list of keywords or keyword phrases. I like to start with about 5 or 10 of your most important, your highest ROI keywords, and then start optimizing for those keywords. Once you get the rankings and you start getting the traffic for those keywords, it's okay to start building out your keyword list by adding additional content and things of that nature. But you really want to start with a tightly focused list of keywords and then get those ranking and start moving on to the next keywords that you want to start ranking for. So here's the process for choosing good keywords, and what you're looking for is you're looking for keywords that have high search volume, meaning people are looking for them, low competition, or in other words, there aren't a lot of other websites or webmasters going after those keywords, and you want to find keywords that have what I call commercial viability. Are these keywords buying keywords, or are they only informational keywords? So the first place you can start to look for keywords, and this is the screenshot of the free Google keyword tool, and the first really mistake that businesses make when choosing keyword phrases is they find keywords or they start optimizing for keywords with no search volume. It makes no sense to optimize your SEO campaign or your website around keywords that no one's searching for. So what you see here is a screenshot of the free Google keyword tool. So if you've never done any type of keyword research, if you've never done any of this stuff on your own, the first place that I would start would be the free Google keyword tool. And the place that you get you can find the free Google keyword tool, simply go to Google and type in free Google keyword tool, and it typically pops up as the first result. And as you can see from this screenshot, what you have here is you have a box here where you can enter your keyword ideas. When you put your keyword ideas in here, you want to make sure that you tick the exact match type box here, because we want to look for keywords and keyword phrases with search volume of the exact phrase as you have it written out. So that's very important. Sometimes you can do keyword research and people will use the broad match type, and that's just not going to give you accurate data. So make sure you're checking for the exact match type when you're doing your keyword research. Another thing that you can do is, if you're not really sure where to start with your keywords, you can simply copy and paste your website's URL into the box here, and Google will tell you what keywords and keyword phrases they feel your website is all about. So you can start building your list right through this tool by pasting your URL there. Another thing that you can do is you can simply take the URL of your competitors, copy and paste it into this box, and see what Google's saying about your competitors. So you can get a lot of information just by re-engineering what your competitors are doing. And then, of course, what you can do is you can download your entire list of keywords here, and you can export it into an Excel spreadsheet, and you can kind of manipulate the data to find the keywords that you're going to start optimizing for. So that's really important. So the first mistake in keyword research is finding keywords or optimizing for keywords where there's no search volume. The second mistake I see a lot of business owners make is optimizing for keywords that they think their prospects and customers are looking for. And this is a big one. You want to stay away from industry jargon. You want to look and think about, what are the words and phrases that my customers are using. Sometimes as business owners, we're too close to our business, and we think just because we know a term is used in our industry doesn't mean that your customer would necessarily know that. So make sure you're not optimizing for keywords that you think people are searching. Make sure you use that free Google keyword tool and find those keywords that people are looking for. As an example, I'm going to use the word used car. Okay, so we deal a lot with automotive dealerships, and a keyword that that automotive dealers like to use a lot is pre-owned cars. And what we found is people simply do not search for the term pre-owned cars. What they search for is used cars. So, and you can do this yourself. After the webinar, you can go to the Google keyword tool and do and type in the keyword terms, pre-owned cars and used cars. And what you'll find is the term used cars has 450,000 searches per month. That's 450,000 searches. The term pre-owned cars only returns 6,600 searches per month. So as you can see, way more people are searching for the term used cars than pre-owned cars. So it's important to do your research so you know what exactly your buyers are searching for online. So that might be a test or something that you can run after the webinar for your own business to see if you're in fact optimizing for keywords that people are looking for. The next mistake businesses make with their keywords is choosing keywords that have poor commercial intent. And what I mean by that is there are certain keywords that are more informational in nature, and there are certain keywords that are more buyer-oriented. So let's stay on the same topic of automotive and cars. So if someone were to make a search in the Google search box for cars, that term's going to be very broad, and it's probably someone looking for information on cars. It's not very specific. However, as someone drills down a little bit deeper, you might find someone that's searching for car dealers. Now, that's going to be a little bit more commercially viable because now we're looking for, now we can see that there are people searching for car dealers. More than likely, these people want to purchase a car. Now, if you go even deeper, you can find car dealers Philadelphia, car dealers Malvern. So now you can see that someone's looking for a very specific car dealer in a specific location. Even if you would add a brand like Ford or Hyundai, you're getting even more specific. So typically, the more words or phrases in a keyword phrase that you're optimizing for are typically more commercially viable than a one or two keyword phrase. So that's really important to keep in mind. So let's talk about the next mistake that I see a lot of business owners make with their keyword selection, and that's attacking keywords that are much too competitive. Here's what I mean by that. When you look at your Google keyword tool, you're going to see a little section or column that says competition. That is not what we're looking for. When you see that term competition in the Google keyword tool, that's basically telling you how competitive the landscape is for paid search ads, not organic or free search terms. So what you want to do is after you've gone to the Google keyword tool, you've downloaded your keywords, and you've kind of settled on 10 to 20 keywords that you're going to start with, and maybe you want to drill down to that 5 or 10 keyword term. Start typing that keyword into Google and see what kind of websites you're dealing with. If you're going after a particular keyword where an Amazon.com or a .gov or Wikipedia, some of these large, very powerful websites are ranking in the top spot, it's probably not your best idea to optimize your website around those keywords because it's going to be very difficult to move a website out of the top 3 spots, top 5 spots, like an Amazon, a .gov website, meaning like an IRS.gov or a Wikipedia. So take a look at the competitive landscape in the search engine results pages to see if you really have a shot of knocking that site out of the top of the search engine. So something to keep in mind. Don't attack those large sites. Go after the sites that you know you can handle. So that's the final mistake on keyword research. The next mistake that a lot of business owners make when it comes to SEO is expecting overnight results. And this is a big one that I see time and time again. And I'm here to tell you that SEO does take time. And if you're the type of business owner or marketer that doesn't have the stomach for a long-term ROI, SEO might not be the best marketing channel for you. Now, we do recommend running PPC and SEO together because paid search can get you up on that first page of Google for your keywords right away. And as you're optimizing your website to start ranking higher in the natural or organic search engines, you can get some traffic. But SEO takes a lot of work. So typically what happens in the SEO process when we take on a new SEO client, we have to do the keyword research, which takes time. We do a complete technical audit of the website to make sure that Google can find all the pages, all the content that are on the site, and make sure there are no missing pages, that you don't have hidden duplicate content that you didn't know about. We're going to want to do competitor research. We just mentioned how competitive is the landscape for your business. So how hard will it be for us to knock those top sites out of the search engines? We got to create a content plan. We got to create the content. We got to add the content to your website. We need to do some link building. So I think as you get the picture, SEO takes a lot of work, and it doesn't happen overnight. Even after the initial month or two of research and building out your campaigns and making the changes, it's still going to take 30, 60, 90 days for Google to find those changes and make up its mind as to how they're going to change their rankings and their search engine results pages. And a lot of what we do in SEO is kind of a testing mentality. So we're gonna do some things to a web page or a website, and we're going to evaluate what Google does when we make those changes, because no one knows how Google ranks websites. So we have to test. We have to evaluate, and all of this stuff takes time. So I think typically you can expect to start seeing some results from your SEO campaign within, I would say, 60 to 90 days. Longer term, 6 months to a year, you're going to see some nice results if you're doing the right stuff from an SEO standpoint. But a big mistake that business owners make is thinking that SEO is going to be the the magic pill that saves their business, and it's really not. It takes time to get you started. So that's a big mistake I see a lot of businesses make in SEO. So let's talk about another SEO mistake that I see a lot, and that's using outdated SEO tactics. And again, this is not me in my mom's basement doing SEO. You can see the outdated computers, the outdated paneling on the walls, outdated outfit, everything on this is outdated. But Google has made a lot of effort to eliminate spammy results out of their search engine results pages. And one of the ways that they've done that is kind of cracking down on old, outdated ways of doing SEO. Things like keyword stuffing, repeating your keywords over and over again, and things of that nature, and we'll get into those in a little bit here. So what I'm talking about, and I know some of you have been on these webinars before, and I've talked a lot about Google Panda and Google Penguin updates. I'm just going to touch on this quickly. Google Panda and Google Penguin are really organic search updates to Google's algorithm, and Google's algorithm is really the mathematical formula that they use to rank websites in a search engine. No one knows what that formula is. It's much like the Coke recipe, because if everyone knew what the recipe was, they would manipulate that formula and go for the higher rankings and rake in all the money. So Google has really made it a point to eliminate spammy websites and people who are trying to manipulate their search engines, because Google makes money from their paid search. If this Google search results start getting cluttered with spammy websites, people will stop using Google as a search engine, and therefore will stop clicking on the paid search ads, and Google will lose money. So Google has really made a concerted effort to eliminate these spammy sites. The first update was the Google Panda update, which happened in February of 2011, which really attacked websites that had thin or very unusable or unfriendly content on the sites. Most of this content belonged to article directories and webmasters and websites that use duplicate content over and over on their website in order to get rankings. In April of 2012, Google launched the Penguin update, which is really an over-optimization penalty that hit a lot of webmasters very, very hard because people were over-optimizing their web page and their website for the search engines. So that happened in April of 2012, and so here's an example of a mistake that business owners make with their website is over-optimizing their web pages. And Google Panda and Penguin really struck hard at websites that do this, where they're stuffing their keywords over and over in the text. Sometimes I see this where businesses like to stuff their keywords in the footer of their website in order to try to rank for more and more keyword terms. A lot of times business owners try to stuff their title tags with keywords, and the title tag are the words that you see above the search bar in your web browsers. So you really want to stay away from this type of tactic. Your content should read easily. It should help educate your buyers to help them make a better buying decision. And if it doesn't read natural, you're probably over-optimizing, and there's a good chance that you could get penalized for this kind of tactics. I will say that Google is hiring and implementing human reviewers, so actual people who sit at their computer, they get paid, they have a checklist of spam flags, and these people actually go through the internet looking at websites and web pages and report back to Google their findings. And the search engines will catch this kind of stuff. So here's a mistake of over-optimizing your web pages. The next mistake is over-optimizing your backlink profiles, and this is one that a lot of business owners really don't understand, and I think this is something that you really need to pay attention to when it comes to SEO, because if you're working with an SEO vendor who is doing link building for you, this is where you can get yourself in a lot of problems, and this is really where the Google Penguin update really hit hard a lot of webmasters. So the first is, what is a backlink? Well, a backlink is basically any external website that links to your website. Backlinks are still one of the best ways to get higher rankings in the search engines. A backlink is basically a vote of confidence from one webmaster to you as a business owner saying, hey, this guy over here has great content. I want to share their content with my readers. I'm going to link from my website to this guy's website. So that's really what a backlink is, and they're still very important in the ranking profiles. So what you want to pay attention to when you're talking about backlinks and over-optimizing your backlink profiles is your anchor text overly optimized for the keywords that you're trying to go after? And what is an anchor text link? Again, I hear a lot of people talking about, over-optimizing your site, too many bad backlinks and anchor text, and I'm not sure how many business owners understand what an anchor text link really is. So in this example, on this screenshot, you can see here the term Chicago Dentist is in the code of this web page. And when you look at it on the page, you can see it's the hyperlinked text in the page that when you click this link, it will take you to another website. Now, Google uses the anchor text or the text in this link to help it determine what the page that it's linked to is all about. So Google would find this link and say, okay, Chicago Dentist, the page that I arrive to next should be about a Chicago dentist. So what's happened over the years is search engine optimization consultants and other internet marketers have really gamed the system and created a lot of low-quality links to their web pages using over-optimizing their anchor text for a keyword term. So if you are a dentist in Chicago, what happens here is you get a lot of poor links from other websites with the term Chicago Dentist over and over again. It might also go to Chicago Dentistry, Dentist Chicago. So you get the point. You really want to vary this anchor text. You want a mixture of click here, read more, learn more, you want your URL in the anchor text. It needs to look natural, and I'm going to show you in a moment what a unnatural backlink profile kind of looks like. So one way that you can check your backlink profile, it's not the only way, but it's a pretty easy way for someone who's not an expert in search engine optimization, is to check out a site called OpenSiteExplorer.org. It's free. You can do a couple searches for free. I think you're allowed 2 or 3 a day, and then it starts over. So what you can do is you can put your URL in the tool. You can click search, and then you can see here there's a little tab that says anchor text. When you click on the anchor text, it'll break down all the links that are coming into your website and what the anchor text is to those links. So if you see a lot of anchor text, like in this example, here's a SEO services company, you can see that the top anchor text link is the word SEO services. Then you have SEM services, social media management, SEO services company. So you can see that this company is obviously building links. They're making sure that the keywords in their anchor text are repeated over and over again. You can even see the amount of linking root domains and how many links containing the anchor text there are. And as you can see, this looks pretty unnatural. I mean, most people do not link to a site so specifically with these keywords. So what you want to do is add your URLs. You want to add click here, learn more. So this is one way to tell what your backlink profile looks like, and to tell whether or not you're overly optimizing for your backlinks. So that's OpenSiteExplorer.org. The next mistake that a lot of people make, and business owners all over are making, is not adding fresh content to their website. Here, I love this graphic because it shows you the old traditional style of SEO, which was, just a few months ago. A lot of technical SEO, a little bit of content marketing, but it's really changed now to much more content marketing, a little bit of technical SEO, and we're getting the social media in here. So I'm here to tell you, if you're running an SEO campaign or you're working with an SEO vendor and you're not adding content to your site on a consistent basis, you do not have an SEO campaign. It's a great way to get those natural backlinks that look natural, the kind of backlinks that Google likes, because people traditionally want to link back to high-quality content that they can share with their readers. So really important to add consistent amount of content to your site that's quality content that will help educate your buyers and make them help them make a better informed buying decision. Another way that Google has changed things around in the algorithm is they've gotten rid of the exact match domain. I should say they haven't gotten rid of it, but what they've done is they've really lowered the power of these types of domains. In the old days, meaning before September 2012, you could go to GoDaddy, buy an exact match domain with all the keywords that you want to rank for, buy the domain name, set up a one-page site, and there's a good chance that you could be ranking pretty highly in the search engine for that keyword term. Google realized that people were manipulating and leveraging this exact match domain name technology to get higher rankings in the search engines, and they put a stop to it. So again, another example of an outdated tactic that you want to think about before implementing. Now, don't get me wrong, microsites still work. A microsite where you use an exact match domain, as long as you're adding a lot of high-quality content and it's user-friendly and it's good for your users. But I would stay away from just buying and storing a bunch of exact match domain names, setting up one-page websites, and hoping to rank for those terms. It's just not going to work as well as it used to. So those are 5 SEO mistakes I see a lot of business owners make, and now what I want to do is kind of shift gears a little bit and talk about some paid search mistakes I see business owners making all the time. So let's get into PPC mistakes business owners make. So again, we're talking about PPC versus organic. When we were talking about SEO, we were talking about the organic listings, the listings in a search engine results page. That's to the bottom left of your screen. And of course, your paid search ads are at the top and on the right side of your page. So I just wanted to quantify the difference between paid search, and SEO. Paid search is basically the process of bidding on keywords in order to get on the first page of Google. So the folks here at the top and on the right have paid to be here. They've bid on these keywords, and Google is showing these keywords in the search engine results page. And it's a quick way to get your site up and running and get some quick traffic to your website. So the first mistake I see a lot of business owners make, and this just happened this week as a matter of fact with a new client we just took on, is business owners not owning your Google AdWords account. And this is a huge one. Your AdWords account is a business asset. And what I mean by that is there's something called quality score when it comes to your paid search campaigns. Now, quality score is really your measurement by the search engine of you as a marketer online. It's basically a 0 to 10 ranking scale. Anything from 0 to 3 means you're not doing a great job for that keyword and you probably shouldn't be advertising for that keyword. Anything from 4 to 7, you're doing okay, not great, but you're passable. And anything 7 and above means you're doing a great job from a paid search standpoint. Well, the quality score goes from keyword to keyword, so you can kind of tell how well you're optimizing for your keyword. Basically, the higher your quality score means the lower the cost per click, and the higher your ads will show up on the page. Now, a lot of business owners don't know that there's something called historical quality score. And what your historical quality score is really the quality score of your entire PPC campaign. So if you don't have, at a minimum, if you don't have username and login to your AdWords account, you don't have control of your paid search business, of your paid search asset. Because if you decide to leave your vendor and go to another vendor, they may not give you access to your AdWords account, and you're going to have to start over from scratch. And what that means is you're going to have to re-season your account. You're going to have to prove yourself to Google again. So it's really a problem. In fact, we just had a client here where their agency would not release their paid search campaigns, their Google Analytics. They're holding everything as hostage because that client did not have access to their own AdWords account, and they had no control over it. So make sure at a minimum you have a login to your AdWords account, and even better is you own your AdWords account and you make your vendor an admin on that account. That's a much better way to go. The second mistake I see business owners make with their paid search campaigns is they fail to integrate their AdWords campaign with Google Analytics. Now, you can get a lot of data from your AdWords dashboard, but what your analytics will do is it'll allow you to get much more granular with your data. You'll be able to determine which keywords are driving the most conversions, which ones aren't working very well. You can just do a deeper dive into the data and analyze your campaign through your Google Analytics. So if you're working with a PPC vendor, make sure that they've connected your AdWords account with your analytics account. You know, a lot of these vendors like to have these fancy dashboards that they kind of show their reports and things like that, but really you should be able to look at the raw data from AdWords. So getting back to that first mistake, not owning or having access to your account, and then the second mistake is not connecting your AdWords account to your analytics account. Very important so you can break out the difference in traffic and you can get much more granular in your data. The third mistake that I see a lot of businesses make when it comes to their PPC campaigns is simply setting and forgetting their campaign, and that's something you just can't do. You need to have eyes on your PPC campaigns, if not daily, at least weekly, and definitely monthly. You need to be checking your click-through rates. You need to be checking your budgets. You need to check your ad copy. You want to take a look at your quality scores. You need to take a look at all this, and you need to make changes. You need to be optimizing your campaign. Paid search is not set it and forget it. You need human brain power in order to optimize and improve your campaign. So if you're not making sure that you're optimizing your account and you're just setting it and forgetting it, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Paid search is one of the most measurable forms of advertising. It's very easy to measure ROI on pay-per-click, and you're missing out if you're only setting and forgetting it and letting it run without monitoring it and optimizing your campaigns. The next mistake that I see a lot, and this is a biggie, is businesses are not breaking out their mobile campaigns. And this is really important because mobile search has become huge. Just, what we're seeing and what Google is seeing is 25% of your paid search traffic is coming from mobile devices. That's a big chunk of traffic. 25% of paid search traffic coming from your mobile devices. I know on the organic side we're seeing upwards of 30 to 40% of traffic coming from mobile devices, so it's becoming bigger and bigger. Of that 25% of traffic that's coming to your site through paid search through your mobile site, 38% are coming from tablets, and tablets are kind of starting to overtake the mobile phone. And what we're seeing from click-through rates on the tablets are 72% higher than on desktops. So that's some huge numbers from mobile. Search is becoming fluid. People are driving around looking for your business. They're researching your business online. How many times have we been in a store and we're comparing prices and we whip out our phone and we do a search to see if we can find it any place cheaper? So it's really important to have your mobile campaigns broken out so you can analyze those and see how they're performing. The next mistake that I see a lot of business owners make is not having any controls. And we just went through 4 mistakes, and the 5th mistake is no controls to how you're kind of monitoring your paid search campaigns. And there are a lot of different controls that AdWords gives you that I think you should know about. And the first report in AdWords, and again, this is why you need access to your Google AdWords account. You want to make sure you have a login. You don't want your vendor taking control of it, so you can't look at these things. But the first report you want to look at is your change history report. And what your change history report does is it reports all the changes that were made to your account. So we talked about not setting and forgetting your paid search campaigns. This is one way that you can see what your vendor's doing on a weekly, daily, monthly event as far as what they're doing to optimize your campaign. It basically lists all the changes and optimization that's been done to your account month over month, year after year. So you want to make sure you check your change history report to make sure that your vendor is actually optimizing your paid search campaigns. If you don't have access to your AdWords account, I would suggest that you ask your vendors for these reports so you can kind of take a look at those. The next control that you want to look at is your lost impression share report. And your lost impression share report is really important because this is going to show you what you're kind of missing out on as far as search goes, especially from a budget standpoint. So let's say you have a lost impression share due to budget, and your lost impression share is, let's say, 60%. So what that means is out of 100%, you have the ability to have 100% impression share. That means your ads, you have the ability to have your ads show 100% of the time. If you have a lost impression share due to budget of 60%, that means your ads are only showing 40% of the time when eligible, and that's because you don't have enough budget set to your paid search campaign. So Google's telling you, hey, we can get you more traffic, you just need to give us some more budget and we can get you more traffic. And I always equate this to, if you were to put $1 into a gumball machine, crank the handle, and you take $2 out, would you ever stop putting that $1 in the gumball machine? And the answer is usually, not always, but the answer is always yes. So you want to make sure that at a minimum that you're not doing anything from a budget standpoint to prevent more traffic, more conversions, more sales from your website. Because remember, you're only charged with pay-per-click when someone clicks on your ad. So those are people who are interested in what you have to offer. So lost impression share report, really important. again, we covered quality score a little bit, but you can get your quality score report just by going into your AdWords campaign and looking at your quality score. Again, you want to have at least a 4 or above. 7 and above is even better, but you really want to take a look at your quality score report. The higher your quality score, the lower you'll pay per click, and the higher your ad will show up on your search engine results page. So many times you can outrank your competitors, even if they're paying more per click, you can outrank your competitors just because you have a better quality score. So really important to take a look at that. Your opportunities report, that's also provided by Google. That's a report that Google shows you, say, hey, there are opportunities for you to improve your campaign. It could be additional keyword terms. It could be budget recommendations. So take at your opportunities report. Take it with a grain of salt. Make sure it makes sense for your business, the recommendation that Google's making. But it's definitely it's a place that you want to look. And finally, you have to look at your search query report. So one thing that we're seeing in Google Analytics is Google is blocking keyword terms that are bringing traffic to our website. In other words, it's becoming harder and harder to see which keyword terms are driving traffic to our site because Google is encrypting that information for privacy considerations. So if you're ever looking at your Google Analytics report and you see your top keywords, and the top keywords might say not provided, that's all the keywords that are driving traffic to your site that Google's blocking. One way that you can find this information is through the search query report if you run a paid search campaign. And what you can do is you go to the keyword tool on your paid search campaign and you click the box for search query report, and you can see all the search queries that were typed in the search results box that triggered an ad from your pay-per-click campaign. So anything that your buyers typed into a search engine that triggered your ad will show on your search query report. Now, you can see from here what keywords are being typed in the most, which keywords are triggering the most ads, and which keywords are triggering your best conversions. At the same time, you can identify keywords that don't make sense for your business. For example, we had a client who had a car wash, and the car wash was a paid-for car wash, and we started seeing some ads show up for free car wash, and they were triggering ads. Well, of course, our car wash is not free, so we don't want our ads to show for free car wash. So we were able to make the word free a negative keyword, and that stopped our ads from showing up anytime someone typed in free car wash. So you need to make sure that you're looking at that report to make sure that your keywords make sense for your business. So that was SEO. We talked about SEO and PPC. Now we're going to talk about some common social media mistakes I see a lot of business owners make. So the first mistake that many business owners make when it comes to social media is overselling. You know, we understand that many business owners want to use social media as a way to sell, but it's really a way to engage with your brand, to engage with your customers, brand engagement, things of that nature. So be careful about posting your deals and come by our stuff. What you want to do is share information that people like. Many times the things that you might think will get the most engagement do not. We see, you know, pictures of funny pictures and kind of interesting pictures and interesting topics and quotes tend to get the best engagement. So just be careful not to always be selling on your social media profile. Really important to share good information. If you're a local business, share some things that are going on locally. That's a great way to get a lot of engagement. And again, funny pictures and quotes, things like that, great way to get a lot of engagement on your social media profiles. The next mistake I see a lot of business owners making is they put their social media platform up, and that's about it. So what you need to do is you need to engage with your customers on social media. You need to make sure that you're listening to what your customers are saying. You want to respond to what they're saying on your social media platform. You want to make sure that you're sharing interesting posts and topics, kind of the things that we just talked about, and you want to make sure that you're building a community with your social media campaign. So again, it's more than just posting and shouting with a shotgun approach. It's more about listening and responding and engaging with your customers. So very important to do. Another mistake that I see a lot of companies make, and this is a very, very easy mistake to correct, is not photographing your happy customers and posting them on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever social media platforms you like to use. It's one of the easiest things to do. All you need to do is get your customers' permission. Hey, do you mind if we snap a picture of you, put you on our Facebook page? What that does is it allows you, the customer that you took the picture of, to go to your Facebook page and like it so they can see their picture, and then once they like it and share it, their friends will see it as well. So you can see here we have a happy couple here who just purchased a car. Snap a shot, put it up, and share that through social media. Pictures like this get a lot of reach, and we all know that the best business comes from business referrals, and this is a great way to go about it. The next social media mistake that I see is business owners failing to blog on a consistent basis, or even blog at all. And I have a WordPress sign up here because I'm a big fan of WordPress blogs. Again, we're talking about, SEO and PPC and social media, and this is a great way to integrate your SEO and social, because WordPress and blogging, putting content that other people can find, that people can link to, is not only social media, but it also will help your SEO. Adding fresh content, talking about what's going on in your business, things of that nature, really important to do. So make sure that if you're able to install a blog on your website, start adding some nice blog content to your site. You'll get engagement from your customers, because your customers can leave comments about your blogs. Your customers can share that information on their social media profiles, and you can take your blogging content and share that on your social media profiles as well. And finally, the last mistake that businesses make when it comes to social media is being boring. And as you can see here, we have an interesting picture of a Dodge Viper limo. This particular post was liked by 931 people. That's a lot of likes. It was shared 71 times. 84 people wrote comments about this post. So make sure you're not being boring on your social media. Again, share funny pictures, quotes, things that are interesting. But the worst thing you could do is always be selling and be boring on your social media profiles, because you're not going to get the results that you need and you want out of your social media campaigns. So let's talk about reputation management mistakes, and this is a big topic because more and more people are going online. In fact, 93% of purchases start online, and you need to make sure that your business's reputation is a good reputation. If you have negative results, how do you handle those? But it's also an important ranking factor for SEO. So, someone could find your business, and then they go and research. They find what your reviews say about you, and this is another way that people are going to come to your business, where you can either gain a new customer or lose a customer. So let's talk about some common reputation management mistakes. The first mistake that I see a lot of businesses make is they do not have a process for their reputation management, and this is very important. You need a system in place that will help you develop reviews. So do you have a postcard that you give out to your customers at the time of purchase that makes it very simple to find you online and easily leave a review? Are you optimizing your review sites, your review pages? Are you promoting your reviews? Are you putting your reviews on your website? And are you monitoring your reviews? All very important. You need to keep an eye on what people are saying about you online. So the first mistake that businesses make with their reputation is not having a process, and you really need to kind of come up with a process of how you're going to handle positive reviews, negative reviews, and how are you going to build up more and more reviews, so that when people search for your business, they see what other people say about you, and they feel like they can trust your business and buy from you. Very, very important. The second mistake that I see a lot of businesses make is ignoring comments and reviews. And this is a big one, because the worst thing that you can do is have a negative review, or even a positive review, but a negative review and just leaving it hang out there. You always want to respond to all your reviews, both positive and negative. If it's negative, you want to make sure that you respond in a calm way. You apologize for their experience, and you offer a suggestion as to how you can remedy that issue. So very, very important. In fact, 60% of people expect businesses to respond to their reviews and to their social media posts. So not only are you looking at your review sites, but you're also looking at your social media sites as to what people are putting on those sites and how are you responding to them. That's where we're talking about engagement. The web is really Web 2.0 now, meaning that you can interact with your customers online. It really gives you a competitive advantage to engage with your customers. So when someone writes a comment or review, you really want to make sure that you don't ignore it and that you respond in a timely manner. In fact, the next chart shows you what people expect after they've made a comment to your social media or to a review site. And as you can see, 33% of people expect a response within a few days or so. 25% feel that more than 1 hour, but later the same day is okay. You got 10% within 1 hour, 12% think within 30 minutes, 11% within 15 minutes, and then 9% within 5 minutes. So as you can see, people are expecting, your customers and buyers are expecting you to respond to your reviews and their comments on your social media campaigns. So make sure that you have someone there monitoring and making sure that you're responding in a timely manner. So the next mistake that I see, and I know a lot of us, we get these negative reviews and we want to immediately respond and lash out. Something we do not want to do. Not all negative reviews are valid, but you never ever want to take a defensive or competitive approach. You always want to, kind of step away from the computer, step away from the keyboard, calmly introduce yourself, acknowledge the review and complaint, and apologize for your customer's experience. You want to make sure that you can rebuild that trust. Give a phone number and the name of a manager or an executive that someone can contact, because at least if you do that, when someone else comes through and sees a negative review, they can see that, look, you responded. We all know that people make mistakes, but it's the way that you respond to those mistakes. Even if it's not a true negative review, if people have made things up about you or about your business, you still want to respond in a professional way. Take a step back before you make your comments. One thing that you can do is you can always you can draft your response, have another employee take a look at your response, or you can have some responses pre-written so that you can just grab one of the responses, put it in there, and make sure that you're not responding with any anger, so that you don't do any further damage to your business's reputation. The next mistake is creating fake reviews, and this can go one of two ways. Either you write fake reviews for your business, or you write fake reviews for your competitor's business. If you're going to write fake reviews for your competitors, just bad karma. Sooner or later that's going to come back and bite you. I would recommend that you more focus on building your own positive reviews and reputations. You can, if you suspect people or your competitors are writing fake reviews about you, you can always flag them. But the one way around that is to have lots of awesome positive reviews about your business and make sure that they outweigh all the fake reviews. So one company that I've seen do a pretty good job of this is Pep Boys. So if you ever look at Pep Boys' Twitter feed, the problem is that they're always apologizing for screwing up, and at some point they're going to have to get with the program and stop screwing up so much, because it seems like every other post on their Twitter feed is, we apologize, we're sorry, how can we make this up to you? I mean, at some point you need to correct your business practices that are causing these bad reviews. But it's a good example of how people are responding. Again, do not create fake reviews for your business. Google has an algorithm to determine that. If you're writing the same review from the same IP address over and over again, they can figure this stuff out, and you will get in trouble from an internet perspective. The next mistake is failing to monitor your account, and what you definitely want to take a look at your Google Plus and Yelp accounts. Those are the two main review sites that you want to maintain and optimize. Also, if you are a specific business, in this case automotive dealers, you want to look at those sites where customers can go to review. We're talking about Cars.com, DealerRater. So whatever other kind of review site is specific to your industry or a niche, you want to make sure that you monitor those accounts as well as your Google Plus and your Yelp accounts. Very, very important. And the final mistake to all of this, and to kind of wrap up today's webinar, is failing to integrate. It's harder and harder nowadays to do digital marketing in a silo, meaning just doing SEO or just doing PPC or just doing social media. You need to have everything as an integrated approach. Everything needs to work together, and that's how you're going to get a lot of positive results, high ROI, and your business will be successful. And that's it for today's webinar. Here is some information. If you need to contact me, if you have any questions, you can reach me at bill@streamcompanies.com. My Twitter is @BillParliman. My G+, again, Bill Parliman. You can also reach me here at Stream Companies. We will have a replay of this webinar in a week or so. So as this replay is available, we'll make sure that we send out a note so that you can come and view this at a later time. Again, I want to thank everybody for your time, and I will talk to you next month.